In the case of the Delta Force in Kumasi, you dismissed the tapes involved.
I did not dismiss. On your own forum, I have challenged people. What we have is that there's an allegation that there is a video of what transpired. And I've said that all the videos I have seen, none of them is about what transpired in the court. And I use your medium to state, and I'm reiterating it now, that anybody who has a video of what transpired in the court, bring it, we shall use it and deal with it.
Okay.
That challenge is still standing.
Oh,
do you have it?
You've not been presented any?
In the court?
Yes.
No. I've not forwarded any.
So all the videos there, which ones have you been reviewing?
The videos have been videos on what was happening on the road.
Okay, so let me get this clear. You say that what happened outside is what you have the videos for, and not what happened inside.
Yes.
What's the status of that particular case?
Status of the particular case?
Yes.
The status of that particular case.
They were let go.
It wasn't let go. Let me emphasize that this government is committed to the rule of law. When at the end of the
but the evidence suggests otherwise.
Well, let me show.
When you're prosecuting your own party members, the Delta Force admittedly are NPP members.
Let me show you.
Yes.
Let me show you otherwise. Let me prove otherwise. First of all, 2 policemen gave statements.
Yes.
At the end of the day,
and the man who even reported the case was not on the scene of events. Actually,
let me land. At the end of the day, when we finished, an assessment was made by the Attorney General's office, and if we were really as complicit and as conspiratorial as you said, we would have gone ahead and used the weak evidence in court and they would have been acquitted and discharged. We haven't done that. We have agreed that what is on record cannot sustain a conviction. So what do? We ask for a discharge. That is not final, because a discharge means it's still open to investigation, and should we get better evidence, the suspects will be brought before.
Have you gotten better evidence?
So what has happened is Attorney General has asked for further investigations. We've gone back, and let me tell you, the report I have is that you are not getting people to give statements, including court officials. We've asked that letters be written to them to give statements. Now let me emphasize this. The greatest challenge we've had is not whether this government is committed to doing justice, is that we're not getting the requisite information to be able to prosecute them to a conviction. And it is a credit to the government that when it saw that the evidence was not good enough, it did not nevertheless rush them through because they are party supporters or alleged party supporters, so that they were acquitted and discharged.
They are party supporters, you know them.
Yes. I said,
your party has not denied them.
We are not denying them.
Okay.
And we are saying that we have also refused to let the wheels of justice roll. You are a
very good lawyer. Ordinarily, would you have prosecuted this case the way it was prosecuted if it were to be a private practice you were doing?
No, that's why we didn't prosecute it. What happened is that we went to court to say that the advice we have
is weak. It's non-existent. The police that you work with failed to do the proper job, so you didn't even ask them to go back and do it. I saw the statement from the Attorney General's office from Kumasi. It just said that let's discharge them. Ideally, would have added that they should go back and do a good job.
Well, let me tell you, what you heard was the advice that the court needed to hear. The court needed
so there was
to hear.
A hidden advice within.
No, there was advice for the investigators, and that is what finally came true. I was at the Attorney General's that time. My sister had traveled. I was there, and it was then the investigators were directed to go and do further investigation in the hope that we'll get the requisite evidence that will let us convict the suspects and not rush to acquit and discharge. So let me emphasize the point that we haven't set our people free finally. No, there's no finality in the discharge.
They are walking the streets of Kumasi today.
Well, they might not be those who are concerned. Who are...
so there's an agreement that the people who are picked around Asafo interchange are not the people who are probably...
I said they might not be.
6 of them said they were members of the Delta Force.
Yes, it's not a criminal offense to belong to the Delta Force.
Okay.
It is a criminal offense to have gone and disrupted the court proceedings. And that is those we are looking for. That is what we are looking for. Okay. Did you disrupt it? And let me tell you how much the police have worked. 2 of them were in there. One of them protected the judge, took the judge out. The other one was trying as much as possible to see how he could control the situation. He was overwhelmed.
He said he couldn't see anybody.
Well, I do not know if in a...
That is what was stated in the response. He said he could not identify a single individual.
That's right. It's different from saying he didn't see anybody. You can see a person but not have sufficient features of the person to identify the person. It doesn't mean you didn't see him.
Interesting.
Yes. You can see me today. If you go out there, ask you to describe, your description might not exactly...
People don't think that because these are political agents of the NPP, you are really committed to prosecuting them.
Let me show you their commitment.
Would you prosecute them?
We, on the evidence. After all, the first...
Yes, all prosecutions are done on the evidence. If you want to see...
Are you aware that there have been convictions of the group for escaping, rushing out of court that day?
I'm aware of that.
And they were fined?
Yes, I'm aware
of that. And then the alternative...
It's a slap on the back of the hand. Anyway,
listen.
You've heard that before, right?
Let me tell you. In the ordinary parlance, in ordinary legal situation, what happened is a misdemeanor. And the Courts Act encourages reconciliation under those circumstances. We didn't go for that. So let me also tell you that also...
So what we saw on video, a regional security coordinator being thrown about, being beaten, as is the case. We saw spots of blood on the floor. All of this constitutes a misdemeanor, and we are fine. People can go home like that.
Don't mix the two cases. Those who did that are still on trial.
Yes, those who
did that are still on trial.
Who became fugitives of the law. They ran away when they were purportedly freed. That's what I'm talking about.
When they ran away, as a result of they 30 ran away, they have been fined. But they are now being tried for what you are alleging now. And I want to tell you that we will need evidence in the court. Supposing.
No, hold on. You need evidence for that one too?
Yes. You mean you go to court and put the person in a box and say, my lord, there's a video.
But they are on trial. They are on trial.
Yes, they are.
I want to presume that you did all of the background work before putting them on trial.
We have not discharged them. That trial is ongoing.
Yes. So
I'm telling you there was
evidence.
What you mean when they're on trial, we don't have to give evidence?
No, I'm saying that evidence should be exhausted before you take it, what do you call it, trial.
No. Well, when you take it to trial, you have the potential evidence. You have statements based on which people can take an oath and give evidence on the ground. But if you fail, if the person fails to turn up, what would you do? I want to know from you. The person who writes a statement.
Secure them. That's what the state does.
Who subpoena them. Who subpoena them to come. But you can, if you subpoena the person, and the person comes and decides not to talk, what are you going to do?
The thinking of security analysts like Hussein and Co. is that actions like this, apparent lackadaisical attitude of the state to ensure that the way the Adams Mahama, what they call it, evidence was gathered, with a lot of hard work, with the people being arrested here and over the place, diligent work does not apply when it comes to prosecuting political crimes. And it's been happening all the time.
It doesn't work?
Yes.
You have a conviction first of the 13 people for getting out of court. It doesn't matter. There's a conviction. Oh, okay. And they were fined. They were sanctioned. They are still on now in the main case. They have not been discharged. So that's ongoing. What we are talking about is that who were they who stirred up the confusion in the court that culminated in those 13 people leaving? That is what we are still seeking further information on.
Have you got information?
It's still ongoing. When we finish, we are going to go back again to the Attorney General to find out if we have sufficient.
Have you gotten any concrete information?
It's still ongoing.
But you said that people are not coming forward.
That is the first response. And we ask them to write, to put in writing their requests to specific persons. The direction was take a statement from the judge, take a statement from the court workers, and we are asking them to do so. We also ask that they should invite the minority in parliament to bring the video of what transpired in court, and we are waiting for that.
In 2015...
And by this program, let me extend the invitation to any person beyond the groups that I've mentioned, that if they have information that, bring them to me if you want, and I would make sure.
In 2015, your predecessor, Prosper Bani, indicated that they were going to, quote, ban and disband these vigilante groups, Delta Force, Bamba Boys, Azoka Boys, Invisible Forces, and it's like they're going to disband them. In the early part of 2016, the police administration gave them 3 months. Later on in the same year, the police administration said they had put together a roadmap to make sure that they no longer exist as units of that sort. And if anything rears up in that particular category, they will deal with it drastically. How far have you gone with the disbanding of these groups?
First of all, you need to find out whether the groups are registered groups.
Registered as what?
As groups.
Groups to do what?
Well, there are different levels of groupings. You sitting down, we are a pair now.
Yeah.
We don't sit in this room are a group. We are not a coherent group.
Sorry, I'm not confused. So when they were thought of to be disbanded, was it not clear to those who said we will disband them that they were supposed to be groups?
You quoted Prosper Bani, my good friend.
Your predecessor.
Yes. I'm not responsible for his statements. Quote me, and I shall respond to what he said. So, I don't know in what context you are quoting him.
Really?
Probably
he didn't say that for you.
Maybe he didn't say that. No, he didn't. In the handover notes, he didn't tell me that I should disband the groups. What is sufficient to say, however, is that as far as the present government is concerned, Mr. President has said it, I've repeated it ad nauseum, that political color grants no immunity from prosecution, and that whoever is an offender will be dealt with.
Will you
and in consonance with
vigilante groups?
Disband vigilante groups are like what
will
happened.
You disband the Delta Force?
Yes, I would condemn it.
Will you disband the Delta Force?
I wouldn't say make a statement that's idle. First of all, I have to find out whether Delta Force is a registered organization.
You are a senior member of the NPP. Don't you know the status of these groupings?
That they are registered? They're not. They're not registered groups.
So that's the information you just applied.
Yes.
If they are not registered.
So you condemn them. And then when they go wrong, you deal with them. That's the way to handle it.
You not disband them.
Why do you disband a grouping that doesn't have a legal persona? It's just rhetoric. What I'm saying is
how about the invisible forces?
Invisible forces?
Yes.
Well, I don't have invisible forces in my constituency. But I hear invisible forces. A group calls itself invisible forces. And we are saying that invisible forces is not.
Will you disband them?
We would deal with anybody who commits an offense. I'm not seeing you as an invisible force. I'm not seeing you as MPP. I'm not seeing you as NDC. I'm seeing you as an offender. I'm seeing you as a suspect. Political correlation, partisan classification is irrelevant.
The General Secretary, Deputy of the NPP says you cannot disband them. They play a critical role. They help the party win elections. That is Obi Buahin's commentary.
Again, it's a part of the tenets of democracy that people have different opinions.
Do you disagree?
I disagree with that. And Obi Buahin spoke as a private individual. I speak to you today as a minister for the Interior.
Deputy General Secretary of the governing party, the party that gave you your portfolio.
There is not a governing party. It's the president that gave me my portfolio. We have the president, Mr. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who is the president of the Republic of Ghana. Yes, he got the position by running on the party ticket. But now, he is the president.
Can you condemn his comment?
Whose comment?
Obi Buahin's comment.
I don't agree with his comment.
Can you condemn?
Again, no.
Can you show the strength to condemn your colleague's comments to show that you're still bent on fighting no matter whose house is God?
I don't have to use the word condemn. I have to say that I disagree with it, and the prosecution is ongoing with the 13 people. That's more important. Again, we are having that mob mentality coming, that it must be a particular way of doing it. I say I disagree with it, and I am speaking as a Minister for the Interior.
Some say that what is happening now had precedence. The precedence is that you failed right from the beginning to ensure the right thing is done. When there were these takeovers of toilet facilities, takeovers of state institutions, some justification came for the party, including the party chairman. This is what festered into the full-blown impunity that we see today. Do you disagree?
Let me remind you that the facts available to me, which I've advocated and put out there, every step of the way, we dealt with them. They took over booths. We got them out of it. They took over national health insurance offices. We got them out of it.
Just got them out of it? Were they prosecuted?
You have to prosecute when you get them. When you get to the place and the people flee and you don't catch them, what are you going to do?
Did you investigate to trace them?
Yes, you investigate to trace them.
Have you traced them?
And some of them have been put before court by the police. Yes.
Where?
Oh, but I think you have been out of
No,
touch.
no, I mean, this country,
Out of touch.
issues.
The
I just
police,
want to know
the
where,
PRO,
specifically.
No, the PRO, the police PRO has given instances where people have been sent
The
to
Honourable
court.
Minister certainly will have information on this. Specifically where have these gentlemen been put before court for prosecution?
Savulgu, they were arrested, they were put before court. They were then granted bail. It's still ongoing.
Wonderful. Savulugu, I'm counting. Because I can tell you so many incidents where these things happened.
And what happened?
And the places where we've heard nothing about it.
No, you've heard something about it. That if they took over a facility and you did nothing about it, they will still be there now.
The regional organizer of the party in the Brunalfa region stated boldly that nobody can stop him from taking cars that he believes belong to the state from the people who are occupying them. What happened to him?
If you say he took cars from persons
who he believed,
yes, did
with
what?
no evidence
That what?
that they were illegally possessing state property.
As long as he hands it over to the appropriate authority for investigation, that will be within Article 41.
It's not the same mob mentality.
No, it is not.
Really?
Mob mentality doesn't refer to an institution.
I see.
So I'm saying that if you arrest somebody with a vehicle or property that you think belongs to the state, yours is to hand it over or invite the appropriate state institution to take it and investigate it.
Okay.
If you keep it, it is wrong and you will be arrested.
We are running up on this conversation. First and foremost, what is being done to improve security in the country?
A lot is being done to improve security.
Specifically.
Let me, first of all, the reaction. I told you about the impunity of killing of a policeman. By the end of yesterday, the police pursued the perpetrators. There was an exchange of fire, and one of the perpetrators is dead. People have been arrested. That is because the police got information. So we are doing it. The police have also, you recall the interview or the press conference held by the IGP, where he's opened up to begin to give people information as to what the ongoing investigations are. Since then, the CID has
Police
come out.
briefings always happen, I know. I want to know specifically what strategy is being put in place now, different from what has been happening in terms of press conferences, to actually assure the people that we are safe in our republic.
Yes, and I'm saying that, don't forget that in the past, what is happening now.
Is there a strategy in place?
There is a strategy in place.
What is the strategy?
There's a transformational agenda of the police.
What does it mean?
What it means is that we are going to work first, making sure of the welfare of the police, making sure of their professionalism, equipping them, giving them resources to work.
How many cars have been bought for the police since you came to government?
Well, how many cars have been ordered for the police? We're working on that now.
Yeah, so you've not provided it yet?
Because when you take state money, you go through a procedure. You budget, the money comes, you procure.
How many cars do you intend buying for them?
Oh, a number of them. We are going to buy some for the operations in Galamsey.
Specifically the number you are buying for the police.
If I say the number I'm buying for the police, when the procurement is ongoing and has not been awarded.
You certainly may make a request. A request comes with a specific number.
Oh, there are numbers. For instance, we have 16 vehicles, special vehicles that we need for the Galamsey. I can tell you that. 16
special vehicles for Galamsey.
Yeah, but you want me to tell you what vehicles they are? So that the Galamsey perpetrators would also...
I'll not ask for the details of that.
Precisely.
Beyond these provisions, what else is being done?
Oh, beyond these provisions, what else is being done? Mm-hmm. We are, for instance, take Bimbla. We are working together with the soldiers. Bimbla was brought under control, isn't it?
Yeah.
You didn't see that?
Yes.
You saw that. We've got over 200 police there. We've got soldiers there. We've got Bunkrugu brought under control. We've got Bubulushi. The last time Bubulushi happened, it ran for 5-6 days.
You know dollar power.
Let me land on this one. The last time it happened, it ran for 5-6 days. This time it happened, we brought it under control in 5 hours. Don't you think there's something? Don't you think there's a change in that? Dollar power.
And that's because of the strategy.
Yes. Yes, that's part of the strategy. We moved in.
Okay, interesting.
And we took over.
And dollar power?
Dollar power has existed before we came. We are investigating it. And let me show you, demonstrate dollar power.
How far?
Wait a minute. Let me show you the difference. A military sergeant, soldier, sergeant, was shot and killed when a team was going to dollar power. You didn't get the reaction that you got when Captain Mama was killed. Right? That is the difference. It happened in the district of the president
Again,
at the
what
time.
is happening to Dollar Power?
We are investigating Dollar Power.
Have you moved in?
Moved in?
Yes.
We are investigating. You know, they have been abandoned.
On the ground?
Do you know they have abandoned the first site and gone to another place? They have Christian Massacre. It's an ongoing thing. And so we are working on it. But the important thing is that acknowledge the difference. That the last time a soldier
the bottom of it?
was no, but did anything happen when the military soldier was killed? Did anything happen? Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Now something has happened. Swift, fast. Let's acknowledge that.
One more point. There's a growing concern that just like Captain Mahama got a lot of trust fund and support from people, when the fallen soldier who was accompanying the bus on the journey died, there seemed to be very little being done.
Soldier?
No, policeman specifically.
Precisely. Let me tell you what it is. Right now in the police, we have a memorial that has been built where all those who fall in the line of duty have their names entered.
Their families.
Wait a minute. I'm coming. Then also, they start by giving 5,000 as the support to the family. As I'm talking, I just came from the police headquarters where we're working on a foundation, working on an insurance system that will deal with all such situations across board. Again, that is an initiative that's happening within the police transformation agenda now happening. And the difference should also be there. At least, why was there friendly fire? It was because the police were working hard to check armed robbery. Unfortunately, when their colleague alighted from the bus, he wasn't in uniform. And there was no way they got the communication that he was that. And that's happened. But it hasn't deterred us. We are still going on. Now you have seen that impunity has been checked in the case of yesterday with the events. If we had allowed those who fired the police,
Delta Force,
if we allowed Delta Force are in court.
Forces.
So where are they now? Where are they now? You have a case.
That's a real
you have a fresh
example of impunity in this republic.
And they have been fined. They have been convicted for getting out of court. They have been tried for the offense of alleged assault.
I'm running out of time.
No, you shouldn't run out of time.
I wish I could extend this conversation with you, because
you can see.
Unfortunately, I cannot go further. But the very last word I want to hear from you is actually to the point of how do you deal with corruption in the police setup and the security setup? The police, even CDD reports, Transparency International has consistently ranked them as #1 on the list of most corrupt institutions in this republic.
The new position I've taken is that I've asked all institutions under this ministry to give me their anti-corruption strategies. They have brought them. We are going to implement them. As I'm talking to you, there's a policeman who has come from Scotland Yard to join the police, all in the bit of their anti-corruption moves. So within these few months, I've got each of them bringing anti-corruption strategy to me. And we're working towards, passing the law on the special prosecutor, and it will give impetus to our anti-corruption moves. So that is the difference that you have from a focused government. But let me make it clear that by ourselves alone, it cannot work.
Genuine gold is turning into fake gold under the watch of the police in this republic. That's the clearest indication of how corrupt that institution is.
Yes, and what has happened? When I took over as minister here, the report came. The man was interdicted. He is being investigated. As I speak to you, the docket is at the Attorney General's within this short time. Now,
is it going to be prosecuted?
I cannot preempt the Attorney General. But what I can tell you is that we think we have given sufficient information for a decision to be arrived at.
For him to be prosecuted.
But let me add this. So whoever said was wrong. It's not as if the officer continued to be there in spite of the action that was taken. We didn't have to wait for the American to come and hold a press conference. We are taking action within this short time, and the docket is there.
Where is he now? Where is he now?
Let me also say this.
Where is DSP Basintele now?
He's interdicted.
What does it mean?
What does it mean is that he's no more in charge of that place to still allow those.
Is he working free on the streets of Accra?
Free. There's a disciplinary process going on against him, but that is not enough. We think that there's more than a disciplinary issue. There's a corruption issue. There's a criminal issue, and That is what is waiting the approval of the Attorney General. But let me say this, that when people come into this country, they should deal with established institutions. We can't also allow people to come into this country.
They are faulting the businessman.
The businessman must act within the law.
I get
must
your
act within the law.
Honorable.
And we are showing that we have taken action. At least
many
that
thanks
man
to you,
is
Honorable.
not at post. Thank you.
Many thanks to you, Honorable, for your reception today.